Since hockey's been around, we usually think of an ideal player as being seen as tall and fast. And every year around draft time, it seems like the shorter players get overlooked, with questions arising about their ability to succeed professionally. Today, boys, we're going to delve into the story of a player who was labeled as skilled but too small to play professionally, so much so that he went undrafted. Yet this player defied all odds, breaking the mold of what a hockey player can be. And that's right, we're talking about the most unexpected legend in NHL history. Marty St. Louis. There's something quite satisfying in having an undrafted player not only reach the NHL, but excel beyond anyone's wildest expectations, isn't there? Martin St. Louis was born on June 18, 1975 in Laval, Quebec, to Norman and France St. Louis. Like many kids growing up in Quebec, Marty had one dream: to play hockey. He spent most of his youth, like many of us, outdoors on the ODR. To allow his mom to keep a watchful eye on him, Marty would glide across an outdoor rink located about 200 yards from his family's home in Laval. He would have to wear a goofy, oversized ski hat with the jiggling pom-pom on top, the only part of him visible over the boards, so that his mom France would be able to notice him. Marty and his mother were very close. Every night before he went to bed, she would always tell Marty, "Show them, don't worry about your size. Go out there and show them how good you are." And here was the thing, Marty said. I believed her. The fact that she had such confidence in my abilities made me feel invincible. She wanted it for me as badly as I wanted it for myself. It was this early instilled confidence and drive that would ultimately define Marty as a person. Without France, we may have never seen Marty St. Louis in the NHL. And from an early age, despite dominating every minor hockey league he played in, Marty's stature led to him being constantly overlooked. Even as Marty would grow and start to get a little bit stronger, he would still miss selections for provincial teams. But Marty would always strive and prosper, using the doubt of those who overlooked him as fuel to push himself further. And eventually, all of this hard work would pay off, as he would be noticed by the Hawkesbury Hawks of the Central Junior Hockey League. St. Louis would begin his junior hockey career on fire for the Hawkesbury Hawks in 1993, registering 37 goals and tallying 87 points in just 31 games. But yet again, due to his size standing at 5'8", Marty St. Louis faced a constant battle for recognition, with teams in the CHL showing little to no interest in him. Despite this, he was heavily recruited by some NCAA schools that were eager to have him play for their programs. Eventually, the University of Vermont succeeded in persuading St. Louis to join their hockey program. By the winter of '93, Marty St. Louis would burst onto the collegiate hockey scene. His freshman year with the Catamounts was nothing short of remarkable. St. Louis amassed an impressive 51 points in just 33 games. This stellar performance not only secured his spot on the East Coast Athletic Conference All-Rookie team, but it also caught the attention of hockey enthusiasts across the nation. As the seasons changed, so did Marty's game. In his sophomore year, he continued to dazzle, solidifying his position as one of the NCAA's top scorers with an impressive 71 points in 35 games. His remarkable play earned him a slew of accolades, including being named an ECAC First Team All-Star and an NCAA All-American. Perhaps most notably, Marty was awarded the prestigious title of ECAC Player of the Year, cementing his status as a rising star in the world of hockey. As he entered his junior year, Marty St. Louis assumed the role of team captain for the Catamounts. His leadership proved invaluable as he continued to dominate on the ice, tallying an impressive 85 points in 35 games. Notably, St. Louis would also lead the Catamounts to their first ever ECAC Hockey Championship, a historic moment for the school. His pivotal goal in a 2-1 victory over Lake Superior State propelled them to the Frozen Four, though their journey would end in a heartbreaking double overtime loss to Colorado College in the national semifinal. It was still an incredible achievement and a historic moment for the school. Despite all of this on-ice success, Marty faced disappointment in the summer of '96 when he was passed over in the NHL draft. In 1996, while there were many examples of shorter players like Theo Fleury and Marcel Dion, to name a few, who have had successful NHL careers, most general managers and scouts viewed them as exceptions rather than the norm. And Marty St. Louis, despite all of his talent, was just dismissed and seen as somebody who wouldn't thrive in the NHL. But Marty would never give up. In his senior year, St. Louis' offensive numbers dipped slightly, finishing with just 60 points in 36 games. Nonetheless, he left an indelible mark on the University of Vermont's hockey program, becoming the school's all-time leading scorer with 267 points and maintaining the record for most assists with 176, a record that still stands as of 2024. But for Marty, one goal burned brighter than any other: the dream of playing in the NHL. And just as Marty's path to the NHL was seeming to be blocked, amidst the uncertainty, a flicker of hope appeared. The Ottawa Senators would extend a tryout offer to Marty before the start of the 1998 season. Despite his best efforts, this opportunity didn't result in an NHL contract, leaving Marty to search for another route to make his NHL dream a reality. So Marty would ink a 2-year contract with the Cleveland Lumberjacks in the IHL. The contract included a clause that allowed him to leave the team if offered an NHL contract, keeping the ultimate goal in sight. And for St. Louis, it couldn't have worked out any better. His outstanding performance of tallying 50 points in 56 games was enough to catch the attention of the Calgary Flames, who signed him to a contract on February 18, 1998. Marty would be assigned to their AHL affiliate at the time, the St. John Flames. He quickly made an impact, scoring 26 points in 25 regular season games. But Marty's true moment of triumph came in the playoffs. He elevated his game to new heights, contributing an impressive 20 points in 20 playoff games and helping lead St. John to the Calder Cup Finals. Although they unfortunately fell short to the Philadelphia Phantoms in 6 games, Marty had proven himself as a formidable player, setting the stage for his future success in the NHL. Or so he thought. Marty St. Louis' path to the NHL was a testament to his unwavering determination. Marty epitomized the mantra, "work hard and good things will happen." Throughout his life, he exemplified resilience and tenacity, earning every success through sheer determination. Known for his exceptional speed and agility, Marty's powerful legs propelled him to outmaneuver opponents with ease. His durability and adaptability were unmatched, allowing him to excel in various roles on the ice. A true playmaker, Marty thrived on creating scoring opportunities from the wing, constantly driving towards the net to ignite his team's offense. His prowess extended to the defensive end, where he was also a formidable penalty killer, showcasing his unwavering commitment to every aspect of the game. Despite his scoring ability, Marty often prioritized setting up his line mates, demonstrating unselfish play. Critics and scouts even noted that he could have been more selfish at times, potentially increasing his goal tally. But the most important thing about Marty was that his stature never hindered his performance, proving that heart and skill transcend physical attributes. And following his standout performance with the St. John Flames, Marty finally earned a spot on the Calgary Flames roster for the 1999 season, a significant step towards realizing his lifelong dream. His NHL debut came on October 9, 1998 against the San Jose Sharks, and just over a week later, on October 20th, Marty netted his first career goal against the Dallas Stars. But despite all these early successes, Marty encountered challenges in Calgary. After initially being given top 6 minutes and even playing alongside fellow short king Theo Fleury, Marty was later demoted to the 4th line and frequently found himself in and out of the lineup. These setbacks would test Marty's resolve, but he remained determined to prove himself at the highest level of the game. Refusing to be discouraged, Marty St. Louis would return to the AHL St. John Flames with a renewed determination. He would finish the 1999 season in the AHL, dominating on the ice, leading the team with an impressive 28 goals and 62 points, highlighting his offensive talent and resilience. He was proving he could score and play at an elite level in pro leagues if he was given the opportunity and the right ice time. Marty would begin the following 2000 season in the minors, but his stellar play would quickly catch the attention of Calgary, and after just 17 games during which he scored 26 points, he would get the call back up to the NHL. Marty St. Louis would complete his first full season in the NHL with 3 goals and 18 points in 56 games, showing a little bit of steady progress in his game. Considering he was mostly playing on the fourth line, this was decent. And Flames general manager at the time, Al Coates, recognized Marty's potential and opted to pick up his contract for the following 2001 season. However, a change in management led to uncertainty for Marty St. Louis, as his new management showed little interest in retaining him. The pivotal moment in Marty's journey came when he was left exposed in the 2000 NHL expansion draft and went unselected by Minnesota and Columbus. And despite being exposed in the 2000 expansion draft and going unselected, St. Louis faced another hurdle when Calgary ultimately bought out his contract, making him a free agent. Just like that, Marty St. Louis was right back at square one. But little did Marty know, this turn of events would prove to be the catalyst for the next chapter in his career, setting the stage for his remarkable and unexpected rise to stardom. While in the midst of a hectic offseason to say the least, St. Louis faced a critical decision that would shape the course of his career. Despite interest from several teams, Marty chose to sign with the team he felt would give him the most playing time. And you already know, Marty made the pivotal choice to sign with the Tampa Bay Lightning, a decision that would ultimately save his career and pave the way for his extraordinary success in the years to come. Marty St. Louis faced a pretty challenging start upon his arrival in Tampa. He was healthy scratched multiple times and struggled to find his footing. However, after scoring his first goal with Tampa on November 22, 2000, it would signal a turning point. Marty would finish the year with 18 goals and 22 assists, totaling for 40 points in 78 games. St. Louis' career took a turn for the better as he started to prove himself with Tampa Bay, showcasing his skills and determination. Despite everything Marty had to overcome, he proved that heart and passion can never be underestimated in hockey. The following year appeared to be a breakout season for Marty, as he was leading the team with 16 goals midway through the 2002 season. However, Marty was going to have to overcome something huge. His momentum was halted when he suffered a broken leg on January 23, 2002 in a game against the Penguins. This injury limited Marty to just 53 games, but he still managed to finish with 35 points, only 5 less points than he had last year, in 25 fewer games. Despite his first 2 years in Tampa being characterized by modest scoring and a role as a top 6 energy player, Marty was on the verge of demonstrating to all 26 teams that overlooked him in the draft why you simply can't underestimate short players anymore, far exceeding anyone's expectations, except his own, of course. In 2003, Marty St. Louis, the one we all know and love today, the short king of the NHL, had officially arrived. He had his breakout season with Tampa Bay in 2003, finishing 4th in the team, scoring with 70 points and tying Vinny Lecavalier for the team leading goals. He led the team in plus-minus at a +10 and appeared in his first NHL All-Star game. He scored his first career hat-trick on January 30th in a game against the Carolina Hurricanes. In the playoffs, Tampa Bay won its first ever playoff series when they eliminated the Washington Capitals. And 3 of St. Louis' 7 goals during the postseason were game winners, a sign of things to come, including the overtime goal in the 6th game that won them the series against Washington. So now people are looking at the Calgary Flames sideways. Just what in the hell were they thinking letting this guy walk for nothing? Okay, so hindsight is 2020. Flames GM at the time, Craig Button, would later acknowledge that there was no excuse for not giving St. Louis a chance. And when considering what would follow, this would just end up being one of those moves that would haunt a franchise for years to come. And in 2004, I'm sorry Flames fans, we'd reach a chapter of St. Louis' story that you can honestly say is the ultimate revenge story and one of the biggest in NHL history. In 2004, Marty St. Louis silenced all doubts and etched his name in NHL history, having one of the best seasons one can have. Marty St. Louis, a guy who was passed up in the expansion draft 4 years ago, would capture the Art Ross Trophy as the league's leading scorer, tallying 94 points. His 38 goals placed him 4th overall in the entire National Hockey League. His remarkable plus-minus of +38 would lead the entire league. Marty achieved another milestone by scoring his 100th career goal on February 17th against the Flyers. Now heading into the 2004 playoffs, the Tampa Bay Lightning were a powerhouse, finishing first in their division and third in goals scored in the entire league. A far cry from where they were when St. Louis first arrived. Led by big names like Brad Richards, Vinny LeCavalier, Dave Anderchuk, and the underrated Corey Stillman, this team was stacked with talent. Marty St. Louis, however, stood out as a true star among stars. Marty's performance in the 2004 playoffs not only solidified his status as a premier player, but also demonstrated to the world just how special he truly was.
Turned back by St. Louis. And St. Louis going to work. He steals. He cuts it alone. He's gone! Oh, what a spectacular goal! Here's a turnover, St. Louis.
Martin St. Louis has won the series.
Moved it up the wall. Pellemore went down. Taylor the shot. Redirected. Score! Game 7! Martin St. Louis! We are going back to Tampa Bay! 33 seconds into the double overtime! The puck here around the wall. Richard shot. Sight. Rebound. Score! Once he gets to the bench, Calgary will have the advantage. They do right now. Running out of time, though. 4 seconds left. In front. Happy moment. The Tampa Bay Lightning have won the first Stanley Cup.
The year 2004 marked the pinnacle of Marty St. Louis' career, a time when he finally received the recognition he deserved. Marty led the 2004 playoffs with 15 assists and finished with 24 points in 23 games. His performance proved to be instrumental in leading the Tampa Bay Lightning to the Stanley Cup Finals against his former team, the Calgary Flames. And they say there's no such thing as hockey gods. Marty would famously get his revenge, scoring the overtime winning goal in Game 6 against the Flames, forcing a decisive 7th game, which the Tampa Bay Lightning would go on to win 2-1, securing the franchise's first ever Stanley Cup victory. He was named a first-team All-Star that year and also received the Lester B. Pearson Award as the NHL's most valuable player as voted by his fellow players. Additionally, Marty was honored with the Hart Memorial Trophy as the NHL's most valuable player, joining an elite group of players to win the Art Ross, Hart Trophy, and Stanley Cup all in the same year. He became only the 8th player in NHL history to do this, and the first to do so since the Great One in 1987. This remarkable feat truly solidified Marty's legacy as one of the greatest players to ever do it. Marty may have been 5'8" on paper, but with all the hardware, status, and money he was now standing on, he probably felt like he was around 6'6". The 2005 NHL season was ultimately wiped out by the lockout, so Marty would take his talents over to Europe, putting up 25 points in 23 games in the Swiss League. When the NHL would resume play in 2006, Marty returned to the Tampa Bay Lightning with a new 6-year contract extension worth a healthy $31.5 million. While he finished the season with his third 30-goal campaign totaling 61 points, doubts would still linger among some critics. People around this time were seriously labeling him as a one-hit wonder, a 20-goal, 50-point player at best, calling 2004 an outlier. But like Marty had done his whole life, he was determined to prove everyone wrong yet again. Marty would continue to defy expectations and prove all of his critics wrong. 2007 was a year of personal bests for Marty St. Louis. He surpassed the 100-point mark for the first time in his career, finishing with 43 goals and 102 points. But his achievements wouldn't stop there. He also played in his 500th career game and became the first Tampa Bay Lightning to appear in 3 All-Star games. The following seasons continued to showcase Marty's exceptional talent and dedication to the game of hockey. He would make another All-Star game appearance in 2008 and also finish with 83 points. In 2009, Marty would lead Tampa Bay with 30 goals and 50 assists for 80 points, earning yet another All-Star game appearance. Marty's excellence continued to shine in the 2010 season, where he finished 5th in the league in scoring with 94 points. He also set a franchise record with 2 11-game point streaks during the season. Marty St. Louis had now firmly established himself as one of the NHL's elite players. Not only that, but he finished with only 12 penalty minutes on the season. And he was voted to be the recipient of the Lady Byng Memorial Trophy as the NHL's most gentlemanly player. Marty's 2011 campaign was highlighted by him winning his second Lady Byng trophy. This achievement came at the end of a remarkable season where Marty finished 2nd in the league in scoring with 99 points, with 31 goals and 68 assists. His stellar performance was second only to Daniel Sedin of the Vancouver Canucks, who finished with 104 points. Marty also finished as a finalist for the Hart Trophy for the second time, narrowly losing out to Corey Perry of the Anaheim Ducks. The 2011 season proved to be significant not just for Marty but also for the Tampa Bay Lightning, as they made their deepest playoff run since the 2004 Stanley Cup victory. Playoff Marty was back, and his performance was nothing short of spectacular, particularly in the opening round against the Penguins. Despite being down 3-1 in this series, Marty would help lead the Lightning to a stunning comeback victory. They then went on to defeat the Washington Capitals in a sweep and face the Boston Bruins in an epic Eastern Conference final, which was one of my personal all-time favorite series. Although Tampa Bay fell just short, Marty's playoff prowess was on full display, finishing with 20 points in 18 games and proving his clutch ability in crucial moments. They lost by 1 goal in that Game 7. It could have gone either way, and maybe we would be talking about Tampa Bay winning the Cup in 2011 as well. The 2012 season marked the beginning of a new chapter for Marty St. Louis as he entered the first year of a new 4-year contract extension with the Tampa Bay Lightning. General manager at the time, Stevie Y, praised Marty's significance to the organization, highlighting his hard work and dedication both on and off the ice. And Marty's durability was noteworthy, as he held the 3rd longest Ironman streak among active players at the time, having played in every game since 2005. Unfortunately though, this Ironman streak would end at 499 games, when he took a shot off the face in practice and suffered facial and sinus fractures. Man, that's unlucky. Despite this injury, Marty only missed 5 games and would still finish the season with 74 points in 77 games. So now heading into his age 36 season, the lockout-shortened 2013 season, Marty St. Louis would continue to defy age and showcase his talents. He led the NHL with 43 assists and earned his second Art Ross trophy as the league's leading scorer with 60 points. And with the help of his boy Stamkos, he was able to get more points than guys like Ovechkin, Crosby, and Kane. Adding to his accolades, Marty was named a second-team All-Star and won his third Lady Byng trophy for sportsmanship and gentlemanly conduct. His leadership and impact on Tampa Bay were solidified when he was also named the 9th captain in franchise history prior to the 2014 season, solidifying his status as one of the best, if not the best player in Tampa Bay Lightning history. By this point, St. Louis was goated within the Tampa Bay Lightning's franchise, and if you're unfamiliar with Marty's story, it'll be a little surprising to know that 2014 would be his last year in Tampa Bay. In 2014, Marty St. Louis experienced a tumultuous turn of events with the Tampa Bay Lightning organization. On the ice, Marty was still Marty, reaching a significant milestone by playing in his 1000th NHL game on November 19, 2013, becoming only the 16th undrafted player to do so. But tensions would begin to rise. Marty proved he was still elite in January 2014. He set a career high and tied a Lightning franchise record by scoring 4 goals in a game against the Sharks. Just a few weeks later, he would record his 600th career assist against the Ottawa Senators. However, in February 2014, the Tampa Bay Lightning and their franchise player, Marty St. Louis, experienced a turbulent chapter in their relationship. Everything changed when then general manager Steve Yzerman, also managing Canada's team at the 2014 Winter Olympics, initially did not include Marty St. Louis on Canada's roster. However, St. Louis was later named as an injury replacement for Steven Stamkos, who was not medically cleared to play, but the damage was still done. Despite solidifying his status as a legend, Marty found himself overlooked yet again, but this time by his own general manager. Throughout his life and career, Marty dedicated himself to proving his worth, yet he was being undervalued all these years later by the man running the organization he had given so much to. In the midst of all of this, St. Louis would request a trade from Tampa Bay. His contract's no movement clause allowed him to dictate where he could be traded, and he insisted on being moved to the New York Rangers. The Lightning would honor his request, and on March 5th, 2014, Marty St. Louis was traded to the New York Rangers in a rare captain-for-captain deal for Ryan Callahan. Despite his reluctance to discuss the reasons behind this trade, St. Louis would eventually admit years later the initial Olympic snub played a significant role. He also expressed regret over the damage the events caused to his relationship with the fans in Tampa. This marked the messy end of St. Louis' otherwise legendary tenure with the Tampa Bay Lightning. The trade to the New York Rangers marked a new chapter in Marty's career, taking him to the grand stage of Broadway. However, this transition wasn't seamless. For the first time since maybe his days in Calgary, St. Louis faced offensive struggles, even going 14 games without scoring a goal. And by the end of the season, he only had 1 goal in 19 games with the Rangers. But luckily for Marty, he was on a pretty good Rangers team that would be heading into the playoffs. And playoff Marty would show everyone that he still had it. In a pretty underrated series against the Flyers, St. Louis stood out, contributing 2 goals and 4 assists as the Rangers emerged victorious in 7 games. However, the next challenge loomed large as they faced off against a formidable Penguins team in the second round. And despite an initial triumph with a Game 1 win in overtime, Pittsburgh rallied back, taking 3 straight games to secure a commanding 3-1 series lead. Amidst this uphill battle and the pressure of a must-win Game 5 in Pittsburgh, Marty would receive a life-changing phone call from his father on the flight back. On May 8, 2014, Marty would receive the heartbreaking news that his mother, France, had passed away from a heart attack. Her unexpected passing left Marty grappling with grief and raised questions about his participation in the remainder of the series. Despite the profound loss, Marty would make the courageous decision to keep on playing. After a heartfelt conversation with his father, knowing it was what France would have wanted him to do. United in their support, the Rangers and St. Louis rallied together, finding strength in each other's presence. They were able to defeat the Penguins, forcing a Game 6 back in New York on Mother's Day 2014. And France's spirit seemed to be with Marty that night and for the remainder of the postseason.
My mom would want me to play this game. She'd be proud of me coming here and help as much as I can. She was a great lady, best human being I've ever known in my life.
Same scenario. Pittsburgh in a position to clinch. Rangers trying to win another elimination game.
To believe it, you got to see it in your head that everything's possible.
Back again and play to the outside. And shake it back for a shot. And Pat stopped it by Carter. They score! And who else? Second time, can't do it. Here's St. Louis moving in. Dropped off by St. Louis. Step on a drive to the net. They score! Marty, St. Louis has hit it 2-0.
Despite falling short in the final against the Los Angeles Kings, this journey was a prime example of how sports can bring people together. Marty's ability to continue playing despite the loss of his mother was truly inspiring. His resilience and dedication not only rallied his teammates, but it also touched the hearts of fans around the world. It's truly a shame that Marty couldn't secure one last ring. Despite the series ending in just 5 games, it was a closely contested battle. Marty's performance was remarkable throughout the playoffs, leading the Rangers with 8 goals and finishing second on the team with 15 points, proving to everyone once again that when the playoffs came around, even in his older years, Marty was truly built for the grand stage. Marty St. Louis would return to New York for the 2015 season, in what would end up being his final NHL season. His emotional return to Tampa Bay on November 26th was marked by a touching video tribute and a standing O from the fans before the game. And just 2 days later, against the Philadelphia Flyers, St. Louis would become the 6th undrafted player in NHL history to record 1,000 points. St. Louis would end up facing the Tampa Bay Lightning of all teams in the 2015 Eastern Conference Finals, and ultimately Tampa Bay would win this series in 7 games. He concluded the 2015 playoffs with 1 goal and 6 assists. And despite his desire to continue playing for the Rangers, the team didn't offer him a new contract. And on July 2nd, 2015, Marty St. Louis would officially announce his retirement from pro hockey, putting an end to his legendary NHL career. In retirement, Marty's legacy continues to flourish. The Tampa Bay Lightning and St. Louis repaired their fractured relationship, culminating in a significant honor on January 13, 2017, when Marty became the first player in Lightning history to have his jersey number retired. A year later, Marty's undeniable impact on the game was recognized, as he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame, solidifying his place in hockey history forever. And today, Marty is making a name for himself as a promising coach for a young up-and-coming Canadiens team, showcasing his passion and knowledge for the game in a new role. Marty St. Louis' career is what happens when you refuse to give up. Marty epitomizes the player who never took a day off, proving to the hockey world that shorter players can not only survive, but thrive in the NHL. While Theo Fleury might have opened the doors for shorter players, Marty busted the door down and crashed through the windows, paving the way for them to no longer be overlooked. His legacy in the sport continues to expand, and I believe I speak for all of us when I say it was truly a pleasure to witness this smaller player hold the hockey world in his hands for a period of time.
There's one person who is not here tonight who I wish could be here more than anything. It's my mom. As a kid, she would always tell me, "Show them, Marty, show them." Well, Mom, I think I did.